안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment with a special focus on K-pop today, K-sports, K-people, K-everything. And we'll do all of that together with our co-host, Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Happy Tuesday, Soa, and hello everyone at home. This is Walter Lee. I'll have some great news on some K superstars in our K-Enter News bit. And so stay around and we'll see you soon.
Yes, K superstars. And we also have a sports star to introduce today. Now, Walter, did you get to follow any of the games of the recent Asian Winter Games?
Well, I did actually get just the end of the figure skating where we talked, where Cha Jun-hwan and also Kim Chae-yeon won the gold, so I was very proud to see that.
Yes, so was I. So the games have come to an end, but we're going to check out a special interview with one of the athletes.
Oh, is it one of those two that I mentioned?
Not really, pretty close. It's a person also on the ice.
Oh, okay.
So why don't we just check out this report about one of the athletes who was part of Team Korea at the Winter Games. So we turn the spotlight now onto a rising speed skater star who won a remarkable number of medals at the latest Asian Winter Games in the Chinese city of Harbin. Our news features reporter Park Gun-woo sat down with her.
2 gold medals, 1 silver and 1 bronze. South Korean speed skater Lee Na-hyun's achievements at the 2025 Asian Winter Games. Skating since the age of 8, Lee recalls how she began realizing her talent as a young child.
That I won gold medals in most of the races when I first started. So I was very into this sport since I was very young, and I think I enjoyed every moment.
That's how things continued. Last year, Lee broke the junior world record in the 500 meters and then went on to win medals in every race at the Asian Games this year. Although Lee humbly said it feels like she has just taken her first step in her career, she is hungry for more medals.
I would love to win so many races as possible. I'll try to get 100. But I think, honestly, like 10 to 15 is, like my goal right now. Yeah.
Showing her humility, she even said she first needs to improve her skills.
My goal is just to keep showing people that I improved in every races, and also to show them a good conditions in the Olympics. I would love to get a medal, but first my goal is to do all the things that I practice in training.
This mindset ties into her personal life motto.
I always tell myself, let's not make this regrettable. Let's show everything I've got. Keep training hard until your role model become your rival.
Called the next Lee Sang-hwa, Lee spoke with admiration for her role model.
I love that nickname and I feel honored, and it makes me feel like I have to do more harder. If I meet her, I would say, I'm a fan of you and I want to be like you, so please watch how I do.
Looking ahead, Lee plans to skate for at least another decade, leaving a message to her future self.
10 years later, I would tell myself to just enjoy skating. Like, no need to get a medal, just keep pushing myself hard. I just do it, as you can always quit.
She also expressed her desire to remain the first athlete that comes to mind when thinking of speed skating, while requesting more support for both the sport and herself. Park Gun-woo, Arirang News.
Well, let's remember that name, Lee Na-hyun.
Yes.
I have to say I was really impressed how you could really see that she sincerely enjoys what she's been doing since she was a small child.
Well, I found it very impressive that she was able to get a medal in every event that she took part in at this Asian the Asian Games, actually. So congratulations to her. And I mean, it's so great to root for Koreans who are very strong in the fields that they, strive in.
Right, exactly. And it's also really great to see familiar names just like Choi Min-jung and also rising stars like Lee Na-hyun participating at the same event. And Walter, you earlier also mentioned the figure skating stars. We had Kim Tae-yeon and also Cha Jun-hwan.
Yep.
The latter one, we kind of expected that he's going to win a medal. But in the case of Kim Tae-yeon, it was a big surprise. So it's really great to see these familiar faces and rising stars all together at such events.
Yes, and there seems to be so many sports to root for at the moment. And so there's actually, speaking of figure skating, there's actually some events coming up, right?
Right. Good that you mentioned. The Four Continents Championships kicks off tomorrow right here in Seoul, South Korea. And also the Milan Cortina Winter Games kick off next year. So we've got so many Korean athletes, Winter Game athletes to root for in the next months.
Well, I can't wait to actually see them because I know we're really strong on the ice and we'll definitely be rooting for them when they go on there.
We will do so. And now it is time to root for or go over to our AI anchor, Ari, who has some interesting culture news to introduce. Ari, take it away.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. A diverse array of masterpieces will be up for sale on the domestic art auction market this week. Seoul Auction will present a rare, near-complete woodblock map of Korea created in 1861 by the renowned cartographer Kim Jong-il. This unpublished work, part of the original 대동여지도, or the Great Map of Korea, holds immense historical value. Other highlights include Baek Nam-jun's 1974 robotic piece Hacker Newbie, and iconic paintings by Kim Eun-ho and Lee In-sung. Meanwhile, K-Auction will feature Pierre-Auguste Renoir's 1905 still life with strawberries, and a work by British abstract artist Frank Bowling, offered for the first time in a major domestic auction. Writer Ye So-yeon has won the grand prize at the 48th Isang Literary Award for her short story, The Dog and the Revolution, established in 1977 to honor the literary legacy of writer-poet Isang. The literary award is widely regarded as Korea's most prestigious prize for short and mid-length fiction. The Dog and the Revolution follows the unique journey of Tae-soo, a father from the 1980s student movement generation, and his daughter Sumin, a feminist of the 2020s, as they unite in an unexpected way. The judging panel hailed the story as a revolutionary work that transcends ideology and a truly groundbreaking narrative of inclusion. Total ticket sales for Korea's performing arts market surpassed 1.4 trillion won, or roughly $970 million last year. According to the Culture Ministry's latest report, total sales reached 1.45 trillion won, up 14.5% from 2023. The number of performances grew by 6%, exceeding 21,600. Among the genres, pop music saw the most significant growth, with ticket sales increasing by over 31% year-on-year. The report, however, found that the market remains heavily concentrated in the capital region. Based on these findings, the ministry plans to continue efforts to promote regional performances. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Time for our K-Inter News with Walter Lee. Walter, we're going to start with a female K-pop star who's already having some sweet achievements since her return on Valentine's Day last week.
Yes, I know that you talked about her last week, and we are talking about Jisoo from BLACKPINK. And, well, she's been the talk of the town here on Culture Wave for the past couple of weeks, as February has been, basically her month, and it's been a major month for her. So last Friday she dropped her highly anticipated mini album AMORTAGE, featuring the tracks Earthquake along songs with like Your Love, Tears and Hugs and Kisses. Now the album has been making waves globally and dominating music platforms over the weekend. Now upon release, AMORTAGE quickly soared to the top of album charts around the world, including on iTunes rankings in more than 39 countries. Now, On Spotify, it amassed over 5 million streams on its first day, securing a spot for Earthquake on Spotify's global chart. Now, in terms of those album sales, AMORTAGE debuted at #1 on Hanteo chart and set a new record for highest first-day sales by a solo artist in Korea this year.
Wow, I can't keep my eyes away from Jisoo and her new music video and songs. But she is now the final member of BLACKPINK to release her solo music within the past year. So I really can't wait until they reunite in the latter half of the year as a whole BLACKPINK group.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for that. Now, next up, we have a fan meeting to talk about. Who is holding this event?
Okay, we're talking about superstar boy group 17, and they will host the 2025 SVT 9th fan meeting 17 in Carrot Land. Now, on March 20 and 21st at the Incheon Munhak Stadium, giving their fan group Carrot a chance to meet their obviously favorite idols. Now, last year, 17's fan meeting drew a total of 1.5 million attendees, both online and offline. Considering the vast size of their fandom, this year's event will take place in a very large stadium. Now, online live streaming will also be available if you cannot make it offline. So in April, 17 will head to Mexico to perform at the, sorry for my pronunciation, Tecate Pal Norte 2025. That's the largest music festival in the Latin American region. Now, they will be the first K-pop artist to ever participate in that festival.
Oh, that's interesting. And it's really great to see all these K-pop groups break into new music festivals around the world. I can think of Coachella, for instance.
Yes.
So many big stages where these K-pop stars really are setting foot. And it really proves that the genre is still expanding and not slowing down. And something that's also not slowing down is the K-movie industry. Walter, you have some news?
Yes, I do. So if you're a fan of the omniscient reader's viewpoint, the web novel, then I am sure you've probably been eagerly awaiting for maybe a movie adaptation. Now, the live action adaptation, which seems to be titled Omniscient Reader, The Prophet, or The Prophet Omniscient Reader, it's not quite confirmed. Directed by Kim Byung-woo, has confirmed its July release date, but no official date as of yet. Now, the story follows Kim Dok-ja, played by An Hyo-sop, an ordinary man who unexpectedly finds himself transported into the fantasy world of a novel he is reading. It kind of reminds me, if you're old enough, of the movie The Never-Ending Story. It's kind of a Western movie.
Old enough? Okay, I have no idea.
Okay, I'm sorry. But anyway, it is the highest production budget of all the Korean films scheduled for this year, 2025. Now, it's estimated to cost around 30 billion Korean won, which is roughly around 20 million US dollars. Now, it has a star-studded cast, also includes Lee Min-ho, Nana, and guess who? Jisoo.
Oh, so we're starting with Jisoo today and ending with Jisoo.
I know.
And we're going to end with K-Inter News. Thank you very much, Walter, for those updates.
Thank you.
K-pop is captivating the hearts of music fans worldwide. As we here on the Culture Wave have discussed before, it's not just Korean singers or Korean songwriters or Korean producers making K-pop music. Today, we have invited two guests who break down the boundaries of K-pop and carve out their own niche in the K-pop market. K-pop artist Kulture and K-pop producer Young Minnie are joining us in the studio. Hello.
Hello.
Both of you. Welcome.
Hello.
All right, so let's start with Kulture. Please introduce yourself first to our viewers.
Sure. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는 루저입니다. 저의 목표는 한국의 예술가들이 그들의 멋진 작품을 더 많은 세계에 공유할 수 있도록 다리가 되는 것입니다.
Wow, and maybe one time in English for our English viewers, our international viewers?
Yes. My goal is to bridge the gap between Korea and the rest of the world to show how awesome the music is here, and also to show like the world, hey, let's make something. Like, this is a small country, but we're worldwide, right? So I feel the same sentiments, and that's why we're here, to bridge that gap.
Oh, fascinating. And you're Korean. Wow, you just proved that you can sing in Korean probably because your spoken Korean is already perfect, it looks like.
Listen, we've been studying for a long time.
I can imagine.
On and off, but like it was definitely an essential for if we're going to make K-pop, I have to at least be able to share my thoughts.
Right.
Even if it's broken Korean, you know?
Well, it sounded perfect. But Ruja is your stage name, and Ziboria is your real name. And I think that's also the name you go as an actor. And Johnny Graves, that is your name as a songwriter. So you have so many names and personas. Maybe could you slightly explain?
I think a great analogy is like a restaurant. Let's say the restaurant's called Ziboria. Front of the house is Ruja. I'm the one serving you, giving some great service. And the person making the great food in the back, the chef in the back is Johnny Graves. So the person making the songs, you know, mixing, mastering, all the behind the scenes work is Johnny Graves. Ruja is at the front. And I am the business.
Okay.
It's really done because, you know, there's so many things that I tap into creatively, and I want to create avenues for people to access certain parts of it so that it's not just like, hey, I'm dancing here and I'm singing here and I'm acting here. Yeah.
Great, fascinating. Now let's go over to Minnie, or young Minnie. You are Ruja's producer, right?
Yes, and we made music for 4 years, and we released like 2 albums and 5 singles. You know, we made history together, so that's why we come to in here together, you know. Thank you, invite for me.
Thank you
so much
for having. We're really glad to have both of you here because I think there's a very big meaning to that. You guys working together. So first off, how did Ruja, your interest in K-pop start? And then please also explain your relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
I heard that you call Minnie 여동생, which means younger sister in Korean, and you called Ruja oppa, which means like brother. So please explain.
Right. So I guess how I got into K-pop. It's just been a long time. My grandma, she had a lot of exchange students. And so when I was like 5, 6, I was really introduced into the Korean culture quite a bit. So I've always been there, like consuming Korean content and being privy to K-pop. But how my 여동생 and I, we met, she just found me on TikTok, started messaging me. But the reason why we're so close is because it's not just a business relationship. When she came to Victoria, I was able to kind of like sit there and like we went through a lot of like life challenges together. And when I came to Korea for the first time, I went to Busan to meet 우리 엄마, 우리 아빠. And so we even took a road trip to Tongyang. So really like I feel very integrated within her family, not just by her, but also her mom and dad, and even her aunt, you know, like everybody is kind of welcoming me in, and so they're like my adoptive family, really.
Oh, interesting. And speaking of trip, you are currently here in Korea, of course.
Correct.
That's why you're in the studio here with us. So I guess there is a special reason for why you're here right now.
Yes, it's such an amazing time right now because I'm essentially getting ready for my first official K-pop comeback. And this is going to be the biggest that I've done so far because we had a whole team for a music video. I came here for the photo shoot and also for us to do some K-pop sessions together. But really like this time is essentially like we completed the task of becoming a K-pop artist with this trip. So this is the celebration.
Wow, and we're honored that you're here with us today to talk about your new, your official comeback.
Yeah.
But let's also now talk about K-pop in its whole generally. So how big do you think is the impact of K-pop these days on the global stage?
I mean, we see it. It's finally, Hallyu has finally come to the West. Mission accomplished after all these years, 2 decades, more than 2 decades of trying to break into the Western market. Now it is the biggest thing. You know, even 3 years ago when I said, oh yeah, you know, I really love K-pop, most people didn't really know what I was talking about. Now they say, oh, it's the biggest thing. Like, oh yeah, of course, K-pop. Oh, you do K-pop? That's crazy, right? So the mood has changed, the energy has changed because mission accomplished. So K-pop is as big as it can get, and I think a huge reason has to be because of how it's been structured. It's not just the music, it's a whole experience, you know?
And now you're contributing to making
we're
K-pop
doing
even bigger around the world.
Even bigger.
All right, now let's turn to Minnie. Minnie, what are the things you take into consideration when making music for Rouge when producing music? Because you have to reflect a lot of K-pop elements in there, right?
To be honest, when I'm making music, I don't think about K-pop. I'm just like, I just want to like make. I'm just sorry. Sorry. I just making music that I like. So that is why when I'm making music with Rouge, it's really fun to me because he understands the color of my sound as well.
I see. And this can be an easy yet difficult question. I'll start with you, Minnie. What's your definition of K-pop?
Wow. My definition. I don't think about the definition of K-pop a lot. K-pop is K-pop to me. But like example, like when I'm walking on the street or when I going out to eat, I can listen to K-pop always and everywhere. So, you know, K-pop just like part of my life. Yeah.
And what about you, Rouge?
It's actually really interesting because it would be similar to if we were doing an interview in Canada and they ask, oh, what is pop to you, right? Because I mean, we live and breathe pop, so it's kind of ubiquitous, right? However, for me, obviously coming into it, I had to understand what makes the difference, especially as a songwriter, because I've done a lot of songs as a Western writer, and understanding the intricacies of it all. To me, I would say the biggest thing that K-pop is that any other genre isn't, is an experience where you're getting all of the creative fields together in one space for the visual experience, the dancing, the visual, like the face, the pretty people singing great lyrics, and you know, all this together really, to me, makes K-pop, where a lot of other genres, sometimes it's just the song or it's just the dance. And so this is kind of like a celebration of the arts to me.
So what would you think were the biggest challenges for you, if you did have any challenges when making K-pop?
Honestly, learning, trying to find my way to belong here, right? So that's why I learned Korean. Like, I mean, look at me. I don't look like a K-pop artist for obvious reasons. However, I wanted to feel like I belonged. And so I worked really hard to find the right team, to create the right quality, so that we could be seen at the same level. And so finally, with this comeback, with this music video, I can feel like reassured, like, yes, this is at the same level. We got the quality. We have arrived. So the challenge was to belong. And now we're here.
The challenge was to belong. And now I want to know also about your dreams and what you want to achieve in this K-pop industry. First, Minnie, you as a producer, what would that be?
I have a goal to work with aespa, NCT, and another amazing K-pop producer and amazing like K-pop artist. But that is not my like ultimate goal. I have an ultimate goal. That is, you know, like I want to be remembered. I want for young Minnie to be known in every world and all over the world, you know? That's my ultimate goal.
So it looks like, Rouge, you've got, you're going to have some competition if she's wants to work with aespa.
Listen, that's why we're a great team, right? Because I do the top lines, and then she makes the beat, and then we send it off to aespa, and then boom, we're both working with aespa, right? That's the beauty of being a songwriter, you know?
All right, and also the final question to you: what would be your ultimate goal? And also, do you have any wishes for collaborations with other K-pop stars, for instance?
The collaborative part, I think T.O.P., now that I saw him on Squid Game too, listen, I'm like, we could both be the actors on a show, little, you know, like fighting crime together. That could be pretty fun.
Because you're also into acting.
That's exactly it. So I'm a professional actor. You can find me on Disney. You can find me on many platforms. But in terms of my ultimate goal, for K-pop, this is it, to belong. But now that I have had my dream come true, just to participate, I want to use this platform to help other people make their dreams come true, because there's a lot of people who want to participate in the K-pop system, but they might not have access, maybe because they're not here, or maybe because of how they might look or whatever. I want to create an opportunity for the people, really talented people, to have an opportunity to get here and to do this genre, because yes, it's difficult, yes, you got to learn a language, but it's really accomplishing when you do.
You're going to be a great inspiration to others who want to follow suit. So thank you very much, Ruger and Young Minnie, for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you so much.
We wish you the best for your future endeavors and music career. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
감사합니다. Thank you. And thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. And hope you join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.